"You're sitting in a reserve section, old man?" Before someone makes you, the voice cracked like a whip. Sharp, loud, cruel. Laughter followed tight. Chuckles from men in tuxedos who'd never seen combat, but spoke like generals. The banquet hall, drenched in crystal light and political ego, barely paused. But at table 9, something changed. The old man didn't respond. He didn't even look up. His hands, weathered and trembling slightly, reached for the butter knife like. This was just another Thursday dinner. His faded uniform jacket sagged from his shoulders, its colors sun-bleached and dusted with the quiet dignity of someone who never needed applause. A woman nearby whispered, "He's probably lost." "Look at him, he's ancient." Someone else scoffed. "It's not a uniform. That's a costume from a museum." The crowd around table 9 shifted snide glances, rolled eyes, no respect. These were contract killers in suits, Pentagon brass. With polished boots, young officers with medals they hadn't earned yet, and none of them had any idea who they were mocking, until the young officer spoke again. Louder now. "Old man, you need to move before this gets ugly." The fork in the old man's hand stopped midair. He exhaled, slow and steady. And then he stood. It was like watching stone rise, deliberate, quiet, inevitable. He turned toward the crowd, his face deeply lined, carved by time and fire, his eyes clouded by age but sharp as razors under glass, and the room went dead silent. Then chairs scraped. Not one, not two 7.7 monsters in human form stood from a table across the room, built like tanks, dressed in dark navy shirts, tight over muscle and movement. Each one marked with the seal trident, but not the ceremony kind. The earned kind. The blood and bone kind. Tier 1 operators. Active, legendary, unbreakable. And every single one of them stood at attention for him. Gasps. Audible ones. People turned. Phones lowered. Conversations died. One of the SEALs stepped forward. Voice firm enough to part oceans. "Permission to address you properly, Master Chief." And just like that, the air cracked open. Every glass. Every fork. Every hand froze. The temperature dropped 10 degrees as reality slammed into every person who had smirked a moment earlier. This wasn't some forgotten relic. This was a shadow that haunted battlefields. A ghost with a name they were never allowed to say aloud. The Master Chief, the ghost of Kandahar. A junior officer whispered it like a prayer. Another SEAL stepped forward, voice shaking. "He dragged me 3 clicks under mortar fire. With shrapnel in his leg? Another, he taught us what it means to deserve your trident. Another, he's the reason I didn't come home in a box." Their voices cut through the room like gunfire. The men who had laughed, pale, ashamed, silent, the SEALs moved around him not as protection, as sons. Standing for their father, they formed a wall, a shield, an unbreakable ring of reverence. And then came the event. Commander red-faced, stumbling, desperate. "Master Chief Sirwi had no idea." But the old man raised a single hand. It was like someone pulled the plug on reality. "Didn't come here to be recognized," he said, voice like gravel dragged across steel. "I came for the ones who didn't make it back." He looked out over the banquet hall, eyes sweeping the medals, the titles, the cocktails. The lies, the ones you don't invite to dinners like this. The ones who gave everything and asked for nothing. No one breathed. And then like a wave, breaking on a cliff, the room rose. Generals, colonels, men who thought they ruled the world. All stood. Some saluted, others bowed their heads. Some wiped tears, others just stared, broken by the weight of what they almost disrespected. And those who had mocked him sat silent, ashamed. They didn't speak again that night, because no one remembered the donors. No one remembered the keynote speaker. No one remembered the catered filet. They remembered table 9. They remembered the old man with no ribbons. They remembered the 7 giants who rose to honor a ghost. And they remembered what real power looks like. Quiet, deadly, uncompromising. The kind that doesn't beg for recognition. The kind that earned it long before you walked in the room. If this hit you like it hit us, Drop your city or country in the comments. Like, subscribe, share this with someone who still believes in honor. Because some warriors don't need medals. They carry their legacy in the silence that follows them, and when they stand, the world remembers why.